It's your boy T, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And tonight's live is going to be on 5 must-have players who got the biggest boom that your league makes or not talking about. Now, listen, if you follow my channel, you know who these guys are, right? You probably heard me talk about some of these guys, but I didn't go to the easy guys like a Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, these type of guys. I went to probably a couple of tiers below, and you can get these guys at really great ADP values, but they got boom potential. And when I say boom, I mean 30 punt for the punt, 30 punt for the punt, 30 punt for the punts. So that's how you win leagues, guys, and win weeks, guys who can boom for you. So, guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. So, before we get started, I'm gonna read out the people who are members. I see y'all already got some comments, so I'm gonna read out a couple of these comments before I get started on my list. Okay, let me see here. There we go. All right. So first, what's going on, Harambe? Appreciate you, bruh. Yes, sir. Always supporting the channel, man. Yes, sir. And Zach says, hey, TD, in Dynasty, someone wants to trade Cooper Kupp. Should I make an offer? Yes. Tell me who. So let me look. I think you said it in the chat. I want to see who you got on your team. So your wide receivers are Amara, Puka. So you do have Puka. And your running back, Saquon, James Cook, Zamir. So you got Puka, DJ Moore. So if you trade, I don't think you need to trade for Cooper Kupp because this team is too stacked already. You don't have any room. You need to make room for Brian Thomas. If Brian Thomas start booming, you're not going to be able to sit Cooper Kupp and then play Brian Thomas. You don't want to do that. You got Jaden Reed. You got Dotson. And then you got a bunch of running backs. It's really good. You got Saquon. You got James Cook. You got Zamir. You got Jalen Wright. You got Warren. You got Ford. I don't really think you need those guys. I think you have a stacked team. You don't need Cooper Kupp. You already got a lot of guys. But if you can get Cooper Kupp and you can start him and you have room for your team to grow, then do it. But don't overstack your team. Usually that sets you up for failure when you have a team with a bunch of stars on it. You ain't gonna know who to start. Every week, me and you gonna have to choose between 2 or 3 studs. And bruh, I ain't gonna say and tell you that I'm gonna be able to make the right decision every time because we don't know who gonna boom from week to week. That's why you kind of just want to play your guys that you believe in and have a couple good backups. Let me see here. There we go. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Zach says, and I got a 2025 first and third. Yeah, I think your team is solid, bro. Yeah, Zach, I see some of your guys. I thought about some of those guys on the team. I see your dollar bill. Okay, guys, so make sure you keep putting your comments in there. I will get to everybody comment, but I don't want to make this be straight up for the comments. Guys, when I do my live during the season, I'm going to go straight in on the comments, especially on Fantasy After Dark. I go straight in on the comments. I won't really make it be about a topic. And also on Sunday mornings. On Sunday mornings, it's going to be more about just reading to get to the chats. But right now, I want to get to the content. So after I do the content, then I'm going to get to everybody's comment. You know how I do it. And I will try to get to the members first. That's how I do it. The members get their questions answered in a priority. Yes, sir. All right. All right, guys. Let's see. I got to eat my watermelon. Okay. All right. Let's begin. So The first guy is going to be a quarterback. And this guy, last year, guys, starting out of the gate, was the number 2, number 3, and the number 1 quarterback the first 3 to 4 games. And he was a rookie. And it's Anthony Richardson, AR-15. I believe AR has one of the biggest booms. And listen, biggest boom also is a lot of risk. But I play fantasy football that way. You got to diversify your portfolio just like real life, like when you invest in stocks. You got to have your very volatile penny stocks that you're doing. And then you got to have your Teslas and your waste management, which is like consistent growth money. Not boom money, but it's consistent. So I believe if you're in a super flex league, you might have Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, somebody who's safe. But your first quarterback off the board may be AR because he could go for 30 punt, 40 punt. 30 punt, 40 punt. So I love Anthony Richardson, guys. Let's go back. Let's look at his game script real quick. I want to tell you what he did the first 4 weeks before he had that shoulder injury. Okay. So week 1, guys, full PPR. This guy had 21 points in a standard scoring type league where you're not getting a bunch of bonuses. He had 21. That was weekly. That was number 4 finish. That was the number 4 finish in fantasy football that week. Next week, he had 17 points. That was number 19. Okay, right now they're not showing his Baltimore numbers, which is weird. I don't know why they're not showing his Baltimore numbers. I think he might have got knocked out that game. He didn't play that game. But week 4, 30 punt, 40 punt. 30 punt, 40 punt. That boy had 29.6, and he finished as the quarterback 2. And then week 5, and I don't even think he finished the game against the Rams, guys. I don't think he even finished the game. And then week 5, guys, he had 4.4 where he got a shoulder injury. He was out of the game early. Now listen, let's talk about his completion percentage. You might say, well, this guy, can he pass? His first game, he went 24 for 37. That's pretty good for a quarterback who they said was one of the most inaccurate quarterbacks in college history. Next game, he didn't play the full game. He had 17 points. He went 6 for 10, and he didn't play the full game week 2. He went 6 for 10. He was all, and he had 17 points in the first half. He had 17 points in the first half and went 6 for 10. 60% completion percentage. That's pretty good for a rookie. All right. And then the week when he finished week 4, where he was the number 2 quarterback, he had a 98 quarterback rating, 11 for 25. 25 for 4, 11 for 25. That's not great, but his rushing yards, he was 10 rushes for 56 yards. He had 1 TD. The first 2 weeks he already had 3 TDs. So that boy rushing upside is like that. So I believe, guys, the only thing with Anthony Richardson, long story short, I'm not gonna keep reading out these stats. We got to make sure that we got to be ready for his injury. If an injury happens, you can't complain. So you got to have a quarterback that's a little bit safer, like a Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford, those type of guys, or Kirk Cousins. And you can, in a super flex league, you can get those type of guys. And even if you are not in a super flex league, I still think you need to get you need to have a backup on your team ready to go. You can't just play Anthony Richardson like normal people do with other quarterbacks. You got to have a backup, and I would say kind of a high quality backup, just to be safe. All right, so let's move on to my running back. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. I said what I said. This is cutting edge content. I see you, D-Lion. I see you, bruh. Appreciate that. I saw the cash out. I'm gonna address that. I just been busy. Appreciate you, bruh. All right. So the next guy I want to talk about is a running back. And people are on this guy but he's being drafted in like the 4th round. Some people are drafting maybe in the 3rd round, but he could be a 1st round pick. It's just he's a boom guy, so it makes people nervous. Let me get some of this watermelon real quick. You know, they say black people, we like watermelon and Kool-Aid, right? Touche. We might do. Look at Zach. You think you know it, don't you, bro? You already know. I see you, Zach. Hey, that boy, I can tell that boy watching my content because that boy be knowing who I'm going to say. And you're right, bro. It's Devon Achane. I said what I said is Devon Achane, guys. And listen, Devon Achane, guys, if you want 30 point, 40 point, I shouldn't even be 30 point, 40 point, 50 point. That boy was a 40 point, 50 point boy. So let me read a little bit about his stats. I want to give y'all a little bit of stats, you know. Usually I don't do that for y'all, but I know I want to switch it up a little bit. As LeVar Burton used to say, don't take my word for it. Y'all who know that about reading Rainbow? Look up to the sky. I can see twice as high. It's in a book. So take a look. It's reading Rainbow. All right, let me stop. Okay. All right, Achane. So we're going full PPR. So first week he didn't play. He had an injury coming out of training camp, coming out the preseason. He had an injury. He didn't play. And then week 2, he only had 1 attempt. Most of it was eaten. But then that next week, I see you, D-Line. That guy had 51 points, guys. He had 51 points on 18 attempts for 203 yards against the Denver Broncos. That's when he broke out. So, guys, even though the Denver Broncos, that defense end up being pretty good at the end of the season in the 4th quadrant. So you can't just say, well, they was weak. That team was better than what they did that week. It was because the Dolphins caught them with the pants down. Pause. So I believe that Achane has this type of boom. He's going to get 18 carries this year. That's why they went and got Jalen Wright. If Achane goes down, they got a backup. So they're not going to play him safe like they did last year at the end. They're going to give him 15 to 20 touches a game. So Achane got that boom. So to me, guys, you got to have a running back like Achane to get that boom. I like boom players. I'm a big boom guy. Pause. I like players who can give you 40, 50 points in a week. Then the next week he had 27. Then the next week after that he had 21. And then he got hurt for 4 weeks. But before, guys, those 3 weeks, everybody, that was a league winner. That was probably going to be the number 1, number 2 RB. And yes, over even CMC. Yes. I see you, Zach. I agree with that. All right. Let me see here. That's all. So yeah, guys. So listen, guys, these boom players that I'm talking about, the reason why I'm talking about them, they going a little later than their normal ADP because of whatever situation. Usually boom players, it's hard to find a boom player who's safe. There's a few guys out there like Tyreek Hill, Jamar Chase, right? But usually people push down these boom players because usually they are smaller guys or they could be like a one-trick pony. But I think you need to go and target these guys at the right ADP. They could be league winners. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. All right. So let's move on to my wide receiver. And my wide receiver, guys, is going to be George Pickens. Yes, guys, George Pickens. Now listen, George Pickens struggled last year because he didn't have any quarterbacks and they wasn't targeting him. That's why he was getting frustrated. Appreciate you, Harambe. He says, I'm about to do the watermelon crawl, bruh. Okay. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. But yes, guys, George Pickens. Now listen, when Kenny Pickett got benched, the game, yeah, but Kenny Pickett had one good game with George Pickens, but after that he got benched. Oh, I think he had an injury, and I think Mason Rudolph came in there, and George Pickens had 2 or 3 solid games. He had one boom game, and he had a couple solid games. Guys, Russell, last name Wilson, can throw the ball deep, has one of the best deep balls in the game. Even though he hasn't been Russell Wilson the last couple of years like he was in Seattle, he still has a great deep ball. And George Pickens' catch radius is ridiculous. It's on some Calvin Johnson, Dez Bryant, superstar type level. It's very, very special. It's his superpower. So when you put the ball in the air, George Pickens is coming down with it with a higher percentage, almost like Larry Fitzgerald-ish type. Even on, it could be possibly better than Larry Fitzgerald. He hasn't had the quarterback. You know how it took Larry a long time to really hit his top of his ceiling because he didn't get Kurt Warner until like later, like in the mid of his career. So I believe George Pickens with Russell Wilson can have some big weeks. Now, am I drafting him like super early and depending on no, but if I can get him as my wide receiver 3, if I can get George Pickens as my wide receiver 3, guys, I love that guy as a wide receiver 3 with that boom potential. I'm not depending on him to be consistent. I just need the boom. And if he start booming consistent, you in trouble. Time for some watermelon. Make sure you hit the like button, guys, and subscribe to this channel. Guys, you got any comments? Put the comments. I will get to them once I read out the content. That's good. But yeah, guys, George Pickens. I'm drafting this year. ADP is really late. It's probably like 7, 8. Let me look at the ADP. I don't want to sit here and guess. So full PPR overall. Let me see. Let me put it in right here. George of the Jungle. All right. Let's see what George Pickens' ADP is. Wide receiver, full PPR. He's wide receiver 27 off the board. Overall player, 40. So he's the 40th player coming off the board in full PPR. So I think you can get George Pickens easy. Now you might, you can't wait too late because people do know about George Pickens, right? They do know about him. All right. So let's move on. Let's move on to my tight end. Y'all know who this tight end guy is. I'm gonna see if y'all know in the chat. Y'all tell me if y'all know who in the chat. Who you think my next tight end boom guy? While break me off a piece of this watermelon. Zach. Bro, you something else. I love McBride, but it ain't McBride. I think his ADP is too early for this video, this type of video. But yes, it's Njoku. Likely would have been a good one too, but I don't think he's going to be booming, but he can. He can. It's Njoku. Yeah, Zach, you know it. Hey, bro, I'm going to go ahead. Matter of fact, you go ahead and take over the live. Hey, go ahead. I'm going to send you a little invite. Go ahead and come up. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Yes, sir, David Njoku. Listen, guys, I know, I do think he's a superstar. This guy is special. I could be wrong. I talked about Daniel Jones last year. I was wrong on it. It is what it is. I moved on, whatever. I could go down with the ship with David Njoku. I don't care about what Deshaun Watson, who he targets, what part of the field he looks at. You got to get David Njoku the ball. Guys, I always been on David Njoku before Joe Flacco was hyper targeting him. When Joe Flacco came in the game and started hyper targeting him, the Cleveland Browns took off. That's why Joe Flacco took him to the playoffs. And they won a playoff game. If I'm not mistaken, then they win a playoff game. Am I off? Let me know, chat. This guy Yak is incredible. He's a jump ball type guy. He can make plays in the red zone. He can block. He's 6'5", 260 pounds, 4'5". You got to get this guy the ball. He's in a Kevin Stefanski offense. Now listen, Ken Dorsey is the offensive coordinator, but it doesn't matter. You still got to run this team the way Kevin Stefanski sees fit. And Kevin Stefanski tight ends are top 5 in fantasy football the last 6 or 7 years, as far as how they are implemented into the game plan with the targets between Hunter Bryant, David Njoku, and Austin Hooper. These guys have been hyper targeted in this offense. So I'm not. That's why I'm willing to go with that instead of saying, well, Deshaun Watson don't target his tight ends. I believe that he will target David Njoku. He's special like that. So yes, guys, David Njoku. I think in his ADP, guys, is crazy. Let's check out his ADP. Let's get Njoku's ADP. David Njoku ADP. As he's the tight end 10 coming off the board. There's no way I see 10 tight ends better than him. I might see 5 to 6 that I'm drafting before him. I don't see no 10. I just don't. I don't see no, not for that boom. Not for the boom. And I get it, Will. I understand that. I respect that, bro. You don't got to be on them. We like different players. But he is special. Because remember, Will, he was the highest paid tight end. They gave him a deal, and this dude hadn't had up more than 400 yards in a game. The reason why they gave him a deal because they know he had untapped potential. You don't get 400 yards as a tight end, and then they sign you as the like number 1 tight end just because of your deal. Like, he wasn't better than Travis Kelce, but he got the deal because he got the latest contract. And so that's all I'm saying, man. You gotta. It ain't always what you do from year to year. You gotta be able to read breakout players, because this is what I would tell y'all. I'm not saying. I see you, Mr. Anderson. He said, "Yo, Njoku and a first for golf." I might do that, bro. Send me that offer. Yes, sir, Mr. Anderson. But what I would say, guys, is remember when I said I'm taking Amon-Ra St. Brown over Jamar Chase? I said that I'm taking Amon-Ra St. Brown. It was a lot of guys that you didn't think you should take him over last year. Now, I didn't take him over Tyreek, and I didn't take him over Justin Jefferson, and I know I should have. Like, I'm like, I love Amon-Ra. I'm taking Amon-Ra as the number 2. He's my number 2 wide receiver right now. He's my number 2 wide receiver right now. So what I'm saying is, going to Njoku, it might seem crazy right now, but if Njoku balls out like I think he can, because Jared Goff wasn't a great quarterback, so Deshaun Watson might not be the quarterback for Watson right now, but the season might change that. So that's all I'm saying. I don't need you to agree, but just think about that. Just think about it. Think about the science of that. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. And I'm going to get to everybody's comments. So I appreciate the super chats, guys. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Harami. Appreciate that, Mr. Anderson. But let me get to this last guy. This is a flex guy. And so let me ask Harambe, Zach, who y'all think is my flex guy, boom guy? And I'm going to give you a little bit of a hint. It is a wide receiver. It's a wide receiver. And I'm going to eat me some of my watermelon. Okay, Will says Jalen Waddle. Zach, that's a good. That's a good pick. That's a good pick. That's the only one you missed, bro. You was on all the rest of them. I thought about doing Christian Watson. It's tough to get him in on this video because of what happened with his injuries. He mostly got to be like an injury guy who has potential this year. That's the type of videos that I'm gonna have him in the offseason. D Lion, you right, bro. Dylan, I'm sorry, not D Lion. Dylan, you right. It's Zay Flowers. Yes, Zay Flowers. Harambe loves Zay Flowers. I love Zay Flowers. A lot of people say he's too small and stuff. Guys, this guy he's special. Now, early in the season, they was like targeting him underneath, but this offense was trying to find itself. This year, they're going to be pushing the ball down with Zay. Now, this is why I say that. If you go back and look at the fourth quadrant of the season, which was the fantasy football playoff, and also the real NFL playoffs, Zay Flowers was a top 5 wide receiver. Did you see what he was doing against the Kansas City Chiefs? If he wouldn't have fumbled, I mean, they could have won that game. He was beating his guy a lot. Zay Flowers had a great game other than that fumble and the penalty that he had when he did all that and threw the ball along the board. That's the only thing that hurt Zay. Zay is the top 5. See, listen, I got guys in here in my list of the leagues, and I would not be able to trade for these guys. They would not give me these guys. I've been trying to trade for Trey McBride. They won't do it. I'm talking about getting first up. They won't do it. I think I'm going to be able to get Njoku just because golf valued him rose. I couldn't get Njoku last year. But yeah, that's just a little joke. But yes, guys, make sure you sign up for my listener leagues. I got a Dynasty Best Ball league. Mr. Anderson is a champion in one of my leagues. So guys, he has access to get in one of my best ball leagues for free. Because if you win a championship, you get like a key to the city. And you can get into depending on the league that you won, you can get in one of my high stakes. I would call high stakes a $20 league, and be able to get in that league for free. I'll pay your entry fee. So, but anyway, yeah, Zay Flowers, guys, he is the number 1 on this team. He's the underneath guy, and he's going to also be getting deep 2 paws. They didn't go and get any really big-time wide receivers outside of Devontae Walker from Carolina. He's good, but he ain't upper echelon wide receiver. Yes, sir. All right, so let's get to the comments, guys. I'm going to get to the comments now. Okay. Guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Let's see here. Okay, so Zach says biggest boom players. He said he got Jalen Waddle, Zay Flowers, and James Cook. I agree with all those guys. I thought about putting all these guys on my list. I love James Cook. I think he's a boom guy. He can bust, but he's definitely a boom guy. He can go for 30, 40 points, 40 points. Zay Flowers, we already talked about him. And Jalen Waddle, only reason why he won on the list is because his ADP is so high. Everybody know especially when him getting the deal, people love Jalen Waddle. I love him. I want to get Tyree, Jalen Waddle, and Tua this year. I want to get both of these guys. Yep. Zach, no. Harambe, what's up, bro? We did that one already. Okay. There in the spirit of Harambe is everywhere. Yes, sir. 3 dots to hit the like button. Yes, go to the 3 dots. Thank you, Harambe. Go to the 3 dots, guys, and hit the like button. We got 20 people in the chat, and we only got 13 likes. Let's get the likes up. Because I'm getting to everybody comment outside of the super chats, too. Don't take advantage of your bruh. Don't take advantage of your bruh. Show some love to bruh. Show some love to bruh TD. Dollar bill, y'all. He says, bruh, I'm in the Bahamas and listening poolside. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bruh. That's what I'm talking about. That's boss moves. D-Line said, let's go. Yes, sir. Colin Diggs. Kyle, I guess you were talking about Kyle. Yeah. I like I'm trying to think about, let me see. Bro, Kyler Murray is going. I like Kyler Murray. I can definitely say he's a boom guy this year. I definitely think he has top 12 finish, and he can be top 5 because he's done it in the past 2 years. But Diggs, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think he's just gonna be kind of like a hyper target guy, and I don't mean hyper target, but like a safe PPR guy, about 13 points a game. I don't think he's gonna have a lot of boom games. It's a lot of mouths to feed on that offense. Pause. A lot of mouths to feed on that offense. B, what's going on, B? Hey, TD, let's go. Thank you, B. Appreciate you being here, B. Let me get some of that watermelon. Trying to get some of this watermelon real quick. Okay. That's my energy. I gotta keep hydrated. I'm tired of people coming in the chat talking about my lips when I've been at work all day. All right. Wesley. Appreciate you, bro. Harami laughing. Will's laughing. Zach guessed Achane. D-Line says watermelon, no stereotypes. Hey, bro. Hey, some stereotypes are true. And you see now, I'm eating my watermelon. That's one of my favorite fruits. B laughing too. Harambe, he said he's dead. Zach says draft Achane, didn't get draft Jalen Wright very late. I agree with that. I agree with that. You get that stat. That way, no matter what happens, if Achane, knock on wood, but if he do get an injury, you will have his backup. Vito, what's up, bro? He says, hey, TD, Pickens for Hollywood. No, I'm keeping Pickens over Hollywood, especially in Dynasty. But even in any format, I want Pickens over Hollywood. But Hollywood is connected to that Kansas City Chiefs offense, so you got to give that respect. That is a better system and a better quarterback. So I respect that. But I like Pickens. I like his boom. I like his ADP. Dylan says, Breach. Yes, sir. Breach is, hey, that's like my number 1 running back. He's my number 1 ranked running back right now. D-Lion says, most my mocks have been about the same. Round 1, Breach. Round 2, Barkley. Round 3, Nico. Round 4, McBride. And round 5, Pickens. I like that. I like that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Zach says, would you rather draft Achane in the 3rd or the 4th? It just depends on what type of team. If I get Tyreek Hill and then I come around and get Waddle, I would like to draft Achane in the 3rd too. I said what I said. I would like to draft Achane in the 3rd too. I don't think there's too many guys on that type of offense. D-Line says, hit the 3 dots. Hit the like button. D-Line says, Pickens. Yes, sir. Tomlin. Yes, sir. Harami says, boom on the watermelon. Yes, sir. That boy got them emojis, bro. That boy, his emoji game like that. Harami emoji game like that. D-Line says, we need a watermelon segment. Okay. I like that. I like that. That's what I'm going to start doing. I'm like, hey, guys, I'm eating watermelon. This is the watermelon segment. Keep them lips hydrated. I don't want to see no more of them comments talking about some, bro, go get some water. Go get some chapstick. Bro, I'm grinding. I've been at work all day, working in a hot lab. 90 degrees on some of the hours. D-Lion says Pickens at 5'7". That's his ADP. Okay. I'm going off the Fantasy Pros. Let me see. Harami said, laughing my ass off. I'm dying. Yes, sir, bro. I'm glad. I'm glad. I want your stomach hurting. Pause. Big major pause. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I'm also a little sick, too. I got a little cold in my chest, so this watermelon is help keeping me hydrated. Yep, Zach, he guessed it. Njoku. I love McBride. Dylan talked about McBride. I love Likely. Harami says he's a beast. I'm just not high on him. That's what Will Hayes said. I agree, Will. I understand. Like, I respect that you're not high on him. He said, why people stop talking about Bowers? His ADP is 7'6", insane athlete. He is. He's like almost like a running back. He's like a baby George Kittle. He's like a baby George Kittle. Will Hayes says, it's not him. He's a great athlete. It's the quarterback that I'm concerned about. And I respect that. But I don't care who the quarterback is because he's the tight end. Unless it was like Zach Wilson, I might be a little bit nervous. But outside of that, man, whoever come in, they're going to hyper target him. They're going to hyper target him. If it ain't Deshaun, it doesn't matter. If it's Deshaun, it still doesn't matter. In my opinion. That's the way I feel about it at the tight end spot. Harami says, Watson needs his calcium levels to return to a good tier. He will ball. Yeah, he needs to stay out of those massage parlors. I'm not going to sit here. I don't want to get on no tangent, but I just think he got sloppy. Everybody do. People do them. That's what these rich guys do. You seen that Robert Kraft got caught in the massage parlor, but everybody kind of understood his wife had died. He's trying to have a happy ending. So, let me see. Zach says, Mr. Anderson said, no, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Let me go up. I went too far down. I'm sorry. It skipped down for some reason. AJ Mills, appreciate you being here, bruh. Appreciate you, AJ. He says, was he productive with Andrews healthy? Was he productive? Yes. Yes, because he was getting, like, the first 2 weeks, I think he led that team in targets with Andrews being there. Andrews is the touchdown guy. I won't be surprised if Andrews have 10 receiving touchdowns. The only way Andrews is going to get his value if you draft him early at his ADP is if he get like 10 receiving touchdowns, which he could. He's a 6'5", great hand tight end around the red zone. Pause. He's really good around the red zone. I like Likely for bigger plays, like 60-yard touchdown, 40-yard touchdowns. Likely going to be used like a wide receiver. And so I don't think Andrews gets as many targets or is the value won't be there. But the efficiency at the touchdown will be there. That's my 2 cents on that. Zach says, I'm trying to get Zay Flowers on all my teams this year. Yeah, and Lamar. I'm trying to get that stat. Oh, God, I ain't even got to them comments yet. Y'all is crazy, man. Y'all crazy. Let me get some watermelon real quick. Oh, buddy. Y'all got me talking like Mickey Mouse. Clubhouse. AJ says James Cook had 25% of the total production in 2 games last season. Right. And I believe that's why they let Stephon Diggs go. Because they want to become a running team and use James Cook and have that type of style. They like when they played that way with James Cook. Pause. So they like when James Cook had a lot of value and he had good games. The team looked better. It was more efficient. That's why Harami don't believe that. A couple other you guys, y'all really like Josh Allen. I'm thinking his fantasy points are going to be low, but I think he has a chance to win the league MVP because he's going to be very, very efficient. They're going to use James Cook underneath. They're going to run the ball. They're going to establish the line of scrimmage, and they're going to throw the ball to Dalton Kincaid and take their shots deep when they get a chance. And I also heard about Brandon Ayuk going there, too. I don't want to get on that. I don't want to go on a tangent. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe to this channel. This is cutting-edge content. Yes, sir. Watermelon break. You know it. That's what I'm going to start doing. I like that. AJ says only four touchdowns in his whole NFL career, and that's going to change. He's definitely going to have over 4 touchdowns next year. That's why they got rid of the offensive coordinator and they went to a different type of style at the end of last year, and they let Stephon Diggs. They're not going to be trying to push the ball downfield like they were. Rami says, are we worried about Anthony Richardson? He got injuries. Yes. I am worried about his injuries, but I'm still drafting him for the boom, and I'm backing him up with a quarterback, with a solid quarterback. I'm taking a quarterback probably real early in a single quarterback league just to make sure if he goes down, I got something to keep winning games with, right? Like I wouldn't mind having a Matthew Stafford and Anthony Richardson, or Jared Goff, or even a Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield would be great to have as a backup for Anthony Richardson. D Lion says 100 watermelon. B says hit the like or we have beef. Appreciate that, B. Rami says you don't want that smoke. Y'all hit the like button. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. B says watermelon delicious, nice, little summer treat. Correct. Love watermelon. Ain't it obvious? Look at me. D-Lion says, I'm spraying and it's drinking my Dos Equis with my tacos right now. Stereotypes, right? Some stereotypes are just true. That's okay. That's not racist. It's just how people are. Right? We all got our different we got our different heritage type things that we do, right? It's just in our lineage. We know Indians, no pun intended. I don't want to offend anybody, but we know Indians like to dance around fires. We know that, right? No pun intended. I ain't trying to be funny. That's just, we know that, right? It's a lot of funny stereotypes, and I'm willing to own them. I ain't gonna get off on a tangent. I don't want nobody to be offended, right? So I don't want to joke too much. Big Will says, should we fade Raheem Mostert? Yeah, kinda. Unless you can get him real late at his ADP. So if you can get him in like the 10th round or something like that, then you can pick him up. But don't draft him early for an 18 rushing touchdown guy. Listen, could he go have another 10 to 15 touchdowns? He could. But I'm not going to take him early with all that young talent on the board. I talk with my hands too, Arambi. I do too. Mr. Anderson says, how do you feel about Deontay Johnson, a top 12 wide receiver? I think he has the chance to be a top 12 wide receiver. I think that was a great move that Carolina made. Great job, Carolina. I love Deontay Johnson this year. Yes, sir. Zach says, should I trade Jaden Reed for Pickens? I saw your team earlier. I would say, yeah, you can do that. I would call that a B+ move. I like Jaden Reed a lot. Jaden Reed is good, but I would call that a B+ move, because I believe the George Pickens is the number 1 on this team. Jaden Reed, I don't know if he's the clear-cut number 1. There's a lot of mouths to feed on the Packers team. A lot of guys. They got about 8 guys who can play. I'm talking about tight ends, running backs, wide receivers. They got like 6 wide receivers. There's a lot of guys on the Packers. But I think Jaden Reed could be one of the best guys and the most consistent because he don't have like a lot of injury history. Excuse me. Harami says, I'm fading Mostert. William, what's up, bro? Glad to see you here, William. Yes, sir. William says, what's up, bro? Glad to find you. Love that it's about that time of the year again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you here, William. Love to see new people in here. B says, no crusty lips. Not today. Not today. That's why I got my watermelon. Yes, sir. The watermelon's so juicy, I about choke. Pause. Pause. Harami says, laughing my ass off. Yes, sir. Zach Seaman says, watermelon equals get the likes up. Yes, let's get the likes up, guys. We've been stuck on 19 for a while. Let's get the likes up. This had my stomach hurting right here. This was funny. Harami says, ha ha ha. Nifty says, stomach hurting, I'm dead. Oh, boy. Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. That's how we do it here on Fantasy Good Sports. That's hilarious. Because I think I said, because I was like, yeah, no, man, I'm trying to get your stomach to hurt. Pause. Pause. I'm trying to get your stomach hurt like a comedian. Like you laughing so hard your stomach is hurting. Not literally, I'm trying to make your stomach hurt. Oh, buddy. Oh, buddy. Harami says, Robert Kraft has freaking flower miles from Massage Jimmy. Right. 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 B says, watermelon juicy. Daniel, what's up? He said, do you expect Quentin Johnson to break out this coming season? Yeah. Do I expect him to get 600 or 700 yards? Yes, I do. And that's a breakout season for him. Anything that he give you this year, guys, is going to be a breakout. Now, do I expect him to go for 1,200 and 10 touchdowns? No, I don't. That's too much on him. I think you got to give this guy time. I think by the end of this guy's rookie contract, I think he's going to be a solid wide receiver. Maybe not a first-round talent, but I think he's going to be good and he's going to help the Chargers win. He's going to make some big plays for them. He is a yak guy. He does have a lot of athletic ability. William says, damn straight. Yes, sir. Harami says, I'm Italian, talk with my hands. Right, I do too. I do too. They tell you to do that in public speaking. It helps bring the point home. Nifty says, fire. I guess he's trying to say he's cooking. I think that's what he mean with the emojis. Appreciate that, Nifty. Sport Dog says, TD, draft number 1, and I want to stack. Do you have any favorites? TD, I draft number 1, okay, and I want to stack. Do you have any favorites? Tyreek Hill. I'm going with Tyreek Hill. I think you got to go with Tyreek Hill. There's other guys that'll be okay. I mean, you could go with Jamar Chase if you want it. You could go with Breach. You could go with CMC. CMC might be one of the safest picks, but you got to look at it where you don't care about an injury. To me, with taking everything in consideration with injuries and boom and everything, I think Tyreek is the best pick in redraft. He says, I hope to go for my first, I hope to go wide receiver for my first 3 rounds. I worry about running backs after round 4 or later. Any advice on this idea? Yes, because you can get Zamir White and you can get Alvin Kamara. So I would say look to try to get Tyreek, then try to get Jalen Waddle, come back around. And then I say 3rd round, you could get maybe Trey McBride, Sam Laporta, whatever tight end you wanted, maybe a quarterback if you really like a certain quarterback there. And then you could get Zamir White or Alvin Kamara. I would definitely probably take Alvin Kamara first before Zamir White. But it's close. Zamir White, I like him this year. I like the situation that he's in. Zach says, or should I trade Jaden Reed or DJ Moore for Cooper Kupp? Now, I wouldn't necessarily trade DJ Moore for Cooper Kupp. I think DJ Moore got boom. I mean, Cooper Kupp is good, but DJ Moore is the guy, especially in Dynasty. I would hold on to DJ Moore. I say trade Jade. Try to trade. If you wanted to get Cooper Kupp, you could trade Jaden Reed if you can do it. But he probably gonna want DJ Moore. Durf boy, what's up, Burber? He said, "What's good, Burber? Should I draft Keon Coleman, Curtis Samuel, Khalil Shakir, and hope if one of them breaks out?" I would say Keon Coleman. I think he has more upside. I think the safest guy is going to be Curtis Samuel. Curtis! Show some courtesy, Curtis. Curtis! I think Curtis is the safest guy. I don't think we're gonna know who the number one guy is. I think we got to take it week by week basis. Let me get some watermelon. This is the last piece. Now I got to start on my water. Zach says, or should I trade? Okay, we did that one. QJ sneaky value in my opinion. He is very sneaky value. He can have some boom. If you play him in the flex or have him on the bench to put him in if you need to, pause. I think this guy is going to be a good value for where he's going in the draft. But yeah, Daniel says, what are the expectations for Drake London this coming season? I would love to take Drake London as my number 2 or 3 wide receiver. I don't want to take him as my number 1 wide receiver. I need to see Kirk Cousins come off the injury, but I do think Drake London has a chance to be good as any. I mean, he's elite talent. He's fast. He's big. Pause. He can make all the catches. He can run all the routes. He's a good player. I'm just worried about Kirk Cousins, not Kirk Cousins as the player, but coming off an injury, Kirk Cousins. That's what I'm worried about. So I like Drake London in the 3rd round, but you probably won't be able to get him in the 3rd. I think he's going in the 2nd. I would like him as a turn player. Like if you could get two, when you pick 2 players at the 1 or the 12 spot, or even at the 11 or the 2, when you can get them kind of quickly, yeah, I'm okay with that. But just be aware, be cautious. Harami says, what's a good round to take Jameson Williams? I do want to draft him, but I think he may be a bit hype. But I think he's gonna have some boom weeks. I think him and QJ is the same player. I won't be surprised if he outperformed QJ. I really believe that. I think this is a Jameson season where he's gonna have some long touchdowns. Thomas, what's up, bruh? He says, TD, I'm in a best ball slow draft right now, and I like some help. My choices are Mixon, a Doomsday Kittle, or Addison. I guess I would take Mixon. Going to get that running back for them goal line carries. I will go ahead and take Mixon. I don't know the rest of your team, but I think Mixon is always going to be a good pick because he's going to get goal line carries. Mr. Anderson says, I kind of like McCorn this season. Yes, I like him a little bit. I like Jahan Dotson. I like Austin Eckler. Yes, Austin Eckler. I like Austin Eckler too. I think he's a guy that you got to take an opportunity on. We don't know, but McCorn, we know he can play. We know he can play. Like, he's a solid wide receiver. I agree with Rami. Rami says, Mixon, in my opinion, bro, if it's redraft, he's going to get the honey touches, right? What up, bro? What up, bruh? He said, would you give a 2nd on top of London for Wilson? Nah. I'd rather just roll it. I'd just rather keep Wilson before. Now, would I give up London and a 4th? Yeah, London in the 4th. I'm not giving up London in the 1st because nah. I'm not doing that. Wilson ain't like that. No, I think you can get London in the 2nd almost. You might be able to do that. I don't know if you'll be able to get Amara, but it'll be close. Nifty says Cup or more in redraft. I'm going Cooper Cup. Yeah, even in Dynasty, I will hold on to London. That's just me. Zach says, do you prefer Mixon or Achane? I prefer Achane. Arami says Lamar or CJ. I prefer. Y'all ready for some cutting edge content? I prefer CJ this year. I love Lamar. I'm willing to take Lamar. But I think CJ, with the weapons that he got, the offensive line, the coaching staff. Lamar gonna have a great team. Lamar is gonna be great. I think Lamar is a better quarterback, but I believe in fantasy purposes, I think CJ is gonna eat. I think CJ has a point to prove. Lamar, the only point that he have to prove is to win a Super Bowl. CJ Stroud trying to lead the league in passing touchdowns. So I'm willing to take CJ Stroud. Harami says, boom. Yes, sir. Rose says, Achane, Jacobs, and K9 Walker are the running backs in Dynasty. I feel good about that running back core. Yes. Me personally, I would want to trade Jacobs and get somebody else, but I do like K9. I do like K9. Zach says CJ1, Lamar 2. Right. That's how I rank them. Harami says, I think Lamar doesn't run as much, which will hurt the value. Right. But I think he passes for a lot, but I don't think it's going to be quite as much as CJ. I think CJ could go for 5,000 and maybe 45 tubs. 4,500, 5,000. I think he can get close to 5,000 and 45 tubs. The Rose said, this stream is making the train ride not so boring. But you can tell that boy from up north. We don't got train rides, pause, down here in the South. Not those type of train rides. We got the old school train rides, but we don't got the transportation train rides. And so yeah, bro. Amtrak and nothing like that. Now, we do got a train route where you can go to like a long distance, where you can go to like if you want to go out of state and stuff like that. Maybe and also the end of the like if you want to go to like we got the mountains and we got the beach, so those are long. That's like 2-3 hour rides. So yeah, we got it for there, but you can't ride it to the next city. Charles, what's going on, Charles? Okay, wait a minute. Harami says Mahomes or Lamar. I'm going Lamar. That's easy. I'm going with Lamar on that one. Charles says, do you think Anthony Richardson will be a top 3 quarterback by fantasy draft season? He has the chance to. He could be the number 1 quarterback. I'm taking CJ Stroud over him. And I might take. It just depends on what I want to do. I could see myself drafting, maybe fading Lamar, not fading him because he's a bad player, just because I want to get that rushing upside for A-Rich. But I don't know how much rushing upside he does this year, because they might want him to stay more healthier. So I do like Anthony Rich, and I can see him being a top 3 quarterback. Zach says Lamar Hurts. I'm going Lamar over Hurts. Harami says, where are you going, Rolly? He says, I was heading up to northern Utah. Now I'm going back to southern Utah. Okay. All right, guys. This is a good time. I don't want to be up super late. I got to get up in the morning, and I don't feel that great. I feel okay. I've been taking some medicine, so I feel better. But I don't want to stay up too late. I'm going to try to do a live. I think me and Harambe might try to go live tomorrow. If the timing is right. Depends on what I got going on and stuff, how I feel. But we're going to try to do a live. I don't know what it might be, and we might maybe do something like with DSTs. I'm really not a big DST guy, but I know y'all like DSTs. Because I know a lot of you playing DST leagues, right? So maybe we talk about some DSTs, some sleepers. But anyway, guys, y'all be safe. Yes, sir. Hit the like button. Peace. Hector, what's going on, Hector? I'll get to this question real quick. He says, Ramondre Stevens said he thinks a contract extension is pretty close. Right, that does drive up his value. Usually, you can tell Bill Belichick ain't there no more, because Bill Belichick would not get that boy a new deal. Yes, sir. What's going on, Silver Rapture? What's up, bruh? Nifty says save some watermelon for the rest of us. I will, bro. I will be doing some water. I would call it guys, put it in the comment section of the video, not of the live. Put it in the comment section of the totality of live once we get off. And say what y'all think I should call a segment. Should it be my watermelon breakdown? Watermelon chap lips? Whatever y'all want. Y'all got any opinions on it? Let me know, guys. I'm open-minded because I got Fantasy After Dark from y'all. So let me know if y'all think I should do a watermelon segment. KR, what's going on? KR says Amara or Jettas. Amara, that's easy. I love Justin Jefferson, but I love Amara. Amara St. Brown, the sun god. Submit to the sun god. That's my saying for Amara. Amara St. Brown. Yes, guys, Amara St. Brown. Submit to the sun god. Silver says, what's up, Arami? I've been here listening in the background. Yo, TD, what's up, bro? Harami says, love this community. Yes, I do too. Great community. Strong community. All right, guys. Y'all be safe. Peace.